Hi, my name is Sarah Gordon. I am 21 years old, an elementary education major, and this is my literacy autobiography. From a very young age, I remember my mom always being the one to read with me and work with me through my studies. Around preschool, some of my favorite books were Goodnight Moon by Margaret Wise Brown and Brown Bear by Eric Carle, but my absolute favorite book that I remember reading was Velveteen Rabbit by Marjorie Williams. My parents divorced at a very young age, although my mom later remarried my stepdad, who became a very huge part of my literacy journey. My earliest memories with literature are reading with my mother. I went to daycare when I was young while my mother was at work, but I began to really learn the fundamentals of reading and writing in pre-K and in kindergarten. In my early years, I had some really great teachers who helped me gain a love for reading books such as The Boxcar Children and Junie B. Jones. I learned many of the fundamentals of reading in groups and also with one-on-one sessions with teachers. Parents regularly came in to read to my kindergarten and first grade classes. In second grade, I transferred to a private Catholic grade school called Nativity Parish School when my family moved from Missouri to Kansas. You'll notice in some of these pictures I start to wear a very plaid blue jumper to school. My parents and teachers were extremely helpful with my transition. At Nativity is where I experienced the Scholastic Book Fair for the first time and was able to really develop my own taste in literature. No matter how busy she got, my mom was always coming up to school and helping me with projects and encouraging me to be the best student I could be. My love for reading really took off with the Spiderwick Chronicles and Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. I absolutely love these books and they really got me hooked on reading, but it was not until 8th grade that I really had a teacher that positively influenced my literacy journey. Miss Boddicker made me feel like I had a home in her classroom and got me interested in language arts before I started high school. When I started to think about becoming a teacher. Here I am pictured at my 8th grade graduation, second in on the right. In high school, here I am on my first day. I became involved in extracurriculars such as cheerleading, swim and dive, and leading a student-run retreat program called Kairos. I did not do much self-selected reading at this time, but I do remember reading The Great Gatsby, Fahrenheit 451, and Room and absolutely loving them. My sophomore year, I had a composition teacher named Miss Dillingham pictured here with me at my high school graduation, who had an extremely positive impact on my literacy journey. Most of our writing at this time was assessed during composition classes where we were given specific topics, formats, and genres to write through. We were also given little to no time during school for self-selected reading. We did have an extensive library at my school, and I had extremely easy access to books at home, but it was Miss D who had an extremely positive impact on my literacy. In her class, I experienced literacy study groups. She shared with us her reading life and made an effort to relate to us by not only being an excellent teacher, but a friend as well. Now I stay pretty busy and do most of my reading for school, although I do make an effort to read for myself when I can. The last book I read was Light Between Oceans, and it was an excellent read. I mostly read blogs, magazines, and newspapers based on my interests. Lately, I've been reading a lot of health blogs because I've been trying to eat healthier. Now I really love reading and writing, and I wish I could do more for pleasure. I would describe myself as an enthusiastic and detail-oriented reader and writer. As a teacher, I plan to make more time for self-selected reading and reading books of interest to my students to keep them engaged. I don't think one has to love reading to be a successful reading teacher, but they must understand the importance and value of helping students to become better readers. In terms of there being a difference between my private literature self and my professional literature self, I would always try my best to keep the book's age and content level appropriate. Perhaps recommending books I enjoyed when I was younger to help students get to know me better. Thank you for watching my literacy autobiography, and I hope through this you were able to get to know me and my literacy journey a little bit better.